beautifuls, this is Aromie here, and welcome back. I was gonna clap again. Welcome back to Seduce Me 2. So last episode, I'm getting real tired of all these couples, and then we're just walking around observing every couple. It makes me sad. Irene stared into Eric's eyes, reading him and becoming lost within them at once. Despite her being the one who controlled the relationship, there were often times where she became the one who followed the one she loved. Irene straightened up in Eric's arms, wrapping her arms around his head and nuzzled her nose against his.
My wonderful, beautiful, radiant Maismere. I will be yours now, and in purgatory when we finally rest. If you ever leave my side, I would spend an eternity looking for you.
If you ever went missing, I would scour the entire human world and demon world for you. I am yours as you are mine, Uzaris.
She's a bird. I was correct, right? A raven or something? I don't know. The pair smiled lovingly and simply relaxed in each other's embrace. It was rather sweet to see them together. Even as they shared vows in the human world, I could tell their love truly went beyond just their wedding rings. Eric smirked a bit before leaning his head beside her face, whispering a very quiet note into her ear. A rough pink blush ran across her cheeks, causing her to smack his shoulder.
You absolute tease. I swear you say these things just to make me blush. I won't fall for it.
I don't tease. I make promises.
That's kind of cute. Another smack on the shoulder made Eric lighten his embrace a bit as he laughed while Irene pressed her lips together in a fake attempt to be angry at him. If I knew anything about Irene, it was that she truly loved Eric from the bottom of her heart. I decided to leave them be and continue heading towards my room. Next is Sam. I trekked to my room, letting the day fade to the back of my memories as I remember Diana's words to Damien. She would have a ritual set up for him if he wanted to be human, but the choice was his. A part of me screamed to stop him. The risk of his life wasn't worth it, but it was something he desired more than anything. The fix seemed simple, but it was deadly. I could lose the man I love or something trivial, but was it trivial?
Of course it is.
I wasn't surprised anymore. Glaring at the floor as the voice made themselves known in my head, like, okay, come on, I know you're gonna come. Just come and talk to me.
He's being selfish. Why be a human when he could be happy with you as a demon? Why does this change have to happen?
Honestly, Damien can do what he wants. I honestly don't have a say in it. It's his body, it's his mind, it's his soul, it's his life. I have no choice in telling him what to do and what not to do. Because we just entered his life. We haven't known him when he was a baby. He known himself. So, I have no say. My character wants to have a say though. So, it's what he wants.
But what do you want? You're the one about to sign your life away to him forever and ever. Shouldn't your opinion matter whether he becomes a human or stays a demon?
No, I still don't think it's my choice. My mind began to agree, but wasn't that selfish within itself? Was I truly that important to where I was allowed to decide Damien's choices because I was his soon-to-be wife? I continued forward, letting the dark chuckle from the voice reverberate in my head into a simple echo. This was my choice and the voice needed to stay out of it. Whatever it was, I would deal with it in due time. For now, my focus was on Damien. I reached our room to see Damien standing by the door, obviously waiting for me. As he caught sight of me, he smiled slightly and walked over, meeting me halfway. Oh, so we're not going to see Sam's wife and him?
Hey.
Alright. Oh, hi. Hey. I couldn't mask the worry in my voice. I was nervous, frightened beyond anything else about this. There was a lot at stake, not of stake. And I became a witness and potential victim to it all with each minute that passed. But would Damien listen? Would he understand? What would he do if I voiced my worries? Would he give a damn about the risk? Did he give a damn? Who knows? I gazed into his eyes, seeing a hopeful fire burn within them. His answer was clear while mine wasn't. It was completely uncomfortable to be in my skin, but I had to accept that this was an obstacle we had to face one way or another. Damien took my hand and held it to his chest.
Would you be upset with me if I went through with it?
No, I will not. My character will. I will not. A part of me felt like screaming, begging for him to reconsider. No, don't reconsider. The other part of me wanted to simply shake my head and accept what was about to occur. I was completely torn. I gripped onto Damien's hand, clinging for something to soothe me, make me feel at ease. When nothing came, I scrambled to try and answer him. Please don't. It's too risky. If it makes you happy, then do it. This is probably the wrong choice. But you know what? I would have to eventually go over here anyway. I had to accept it. It wasn't my choice to make at all. It wasn't fair to Damien to demand that he change his mind for me. Besides, I loved him no matter what. Human or demon, he was still the man I loved. I stared into Damien's eyes as he gripped his hand and hugged them to me. Lovingly, I could see the pure joy in Damien's eyes as he stared down at me, tears lacing the edges. I love you no matter what you are. If you truly wish to be human, then let's do everything we can to make this happen. That happened, sorry. Before I let Damien reply, however, I brought his hands to my lips, kissing over them with an outward expression. I was still scared. I could lose him. But please don't you dare die on me. I can't bear to live without you. Damien nodded and leaned him, kissing my forehead gingerly.
I will do everything I can to survive it.
A wave of relief washed over me from his words. Maybe he was enthralling me to calm down, or maybe his love simply reassured me that everything would be alright. Either way, this was happening. I looked up at him and caressed his cheek, feeling him lovingly nuzzle into my palm. Then, let's tell Diana. I smiled, danced along Damien's lips before he wrapped his arm around me and buried his head in my shoulder. I could hear him whimper a bit in happiness as I wrapped my arms around him, pulling him close.
Thank you.
Of course. You better not die. 'Cause everybody's probably hating me for allowing you to do this. I could faintly hear the voice in my head scoff.
Wow. You're really going to let him die. How sad. I guess you'll have to prepare a funeral instead of a wedding.
He's not gonna die. I rolled my eyes and held Damien tighter. I wouldn't listen to it anymore. I believed in our love more than anything. We would be okay. The 2 days that followed came filled with work from Diana and her group. Upon Damien's request, Diana ordered a massive search for everything needed for a transmutation ritual that would normally have been used to make a human a demon. The worry of the ritual bubbled in my core, but I was going to be alright. This was something Damien and I decided together, and this was going to make Damien happy. That was all that mattered in the end. Of course, the experience wouldn't have been great, even without the lovely voice in my head trying to convince me otherwise. I settled that the voice was some form of worry, some sort of regret I was holding that was meant to represent Diana, the one who had placed the word there years ago. I would beat it out as soon as Damien returned to me as a human. As the 7th day arrived, the ritual was prepared and ready for us. The others gave us their own concerns and wishes, hoping for the best regardless of what happened. We were positive that we would be okay. Entering the war room, Diana looked over at the pair of us, nodding and stepping away from the table. On it were arranged purple and gold candles, all lit with black, but somehow illuminating flames that flickered in the air gently. It seemed mystical and shadow-like, but if this was how it was done, then it was how it was done. What? There was space in the center of the table for a body to lay down, within the circle of candles, making it clear of what had to happen. Diana gestured to the table, looking to Damien and pointing to the large space between the arranged candles.
Lie down when you are ready.
Damien nodded before turning to me and smiling, taking my hand and kissing it.
You'll be here when it's over, right?
Of course. I nodded, smiling up at him and kissing his hand in return. I will. I promise. A smile was exchanged between us before Damien looked at Diana and walked to the table, stepping up on a block that was placed for him near the table to let him climb up with ease. As Damien settled onto the table, Diana walked over to me and took my hand, guiding me towards the table as well. Huh?
A theory. Indulge me.
Alright. I watched as Diana guided me to a chair beside the table, letting me sit on it before taking Damien's and my hands and clasping them together.
This is part of the ritual?
No, but it's a theory I have that might help.
Diana closed her eyes and wrapped her hands around Damien's and mine, letting a soft purple glow emanate from them and circle around our hands.
You are human and are full of energy. If something falters, we can use your energy to rekindle it and resume the ritual.
Okay. Fear sank into my core, remembering the risk of this transformation, but at least Diana was trying to find ways to make the ritual work. It was rather thoughtful. Damien smiled at me before laying his back his head back and staring at the ceiling. I squeezed his hand as Diana removed her hands from our clasped ones. Purple magic continued to dance around our hands as I smiled back at Damien.
Ready?
Damien and I nodded at the same time before both of us closed our eyes. I could hear Diana step back and mutter under her breath some sort of Latin incantation I couldn't dissect. As she did, the energy around the room began to pulse and wave like an ocean in a storm. The air began to brush against my skin, causing me to look down at Damien, seeing the black fire around the candles around him intensify in their illumination. I tightened my hold on Damien's hand and shut my eyes again, desperate and hopeful this had to work. It had to.
It won't work.
Oh, shut up, evil thought in my brain. In the darkness of my mind, the voice appeared, making me grimace. Leave me alone.
I'm telling the truth. It won't work. He'll die and you'll be all alone. All because you wanted to make him...
Ignore it. Just ignore it. My silence in reply made the voice silence itself. I had enough of its torment, its teasing and prodding. Nothing was going to go wrong.
Ignoring me won't change the truth of the matter.
I'm sure he'll be fine. I took in a breath and focused myself, remaining calm and hopeful. I know what you are.
Then say it. Make me believe it.
As I stared into the dark, I could feel a small smile grace my lips. It was clear who the voice was now. You're my worries, my doubt. You're my emotions intensified and transformed into some sort of haunting being in my head. Its silence became my confirmation. I had personified my worries and my doubts, and they had become a voice in my head, trying to guide me towards the wrong choices. As I was magically inclined, it became an actual shadow that haunted my thoughts and dreams, feeding off of my fear and dread and becoming a part of me I couldn't shake off easily. However, now I could. With this transformation, I would destroy it. I was wrong to doubt Damien. I was wrong to doubt myself. This is what we need, and nothing is going to keep us from the goal we want to achieve. We will defeat the Demon Lord, go home and live happy lives together as humans. I wanted to be firm. I wanted to stand strong. As I finished speaking, however, the voice simply chuckled.
But if Damien becomes a human, he'll die at the Demon Lord's hands.
I gasped as memories of my nightmare flashed before my eyes. Damien was a human in the nightmare, dying by sacrificing himself for my sake. This simple realization shook my core, making me fearful once again. If Damien became human, I'd lose him anyway. My soul became heavy and racked with doubt.
There we are. You cannot win this little battle with me. Either way, you lose.
Not really, because if I die with Damien, that'll be okay. Don't say anything. Think of Damien. What are these choices? What? Think of Damien or don't say anything. What would it do if we thought of Damien? Are we gonna make ourselves more scared? See, I don't like choices like this. I'm saving it right here real quick. Because I don't know if that's a big choice or not. Honestly, I'll say don't say anything. I didn't know what to say. What could I say? I was stuck in the loop that ended with Damien dying no matter what I did.
No!
Hello? Damien Diane's voice ripped me from my thoughts. Gasping at the sight, I became witness to upon opening my eyes. Damien's body became engulfed in the black flames from the candles, the fire wrapping around his body like a cocoon of chains. What is going on?
Focus your energy and save him!
I slammed my free hand into the hand I was clasping tightly, uncaring that the flames were licking at me as well. I dug my hands into his hand, shutting my hands tightly. Don't leave me, please. Because obviously, we're not doing okay. We're mentally unstable. No, fight this. We gotta fight this. Taking me as a sacrifice won't help him because he's just gonna feel like crap and then he's gonna be depressed for the rest of his life. Death wasn't gonna take him away from me. Damien was gonna stay here with me and I would hold on to him until the very end of this. The flames that held to Damien quickly began to snake up his body and up his hand to me, wrapping me in its tight embrace and burning over my skin.
No!
It's not working. The flames began to encase us, blinding my nerves in endless pain and wrapping my mind in agony. In a last attempt to live, Damien sat up and wrapped his arms around me, clinging to me tightly.
I won't let you go!
I winced the pain between us and gripped Damien in return, the flames intensifying in our embrace. This is completely sad because are we like dying, quote unquote? I won't let you go either. I don't know what's happening. I'm quite confused. I was in tears, hoping deep within my heart that we would live. I loved him and he loved me. We needed to survive. In a burst of white light, Damien and I were suddenly pushed from each other. We were pushed from each other. The light became blinding. My body felt warm, but there was suddenly no pain. There was no fire around me, no damage done. I was just wrapped in a white light. Was I dead? My lungs still took in air. My heart was still beating, and my skin felt as warm. I was alive. Then what had happened? Slowly the light faded from the room, revealing the war room once again. I had fallen to the ground, aches rushing through my body as I looked around. What did we do? As my eyes looked onto Damien, I gasped, seeing him floating in the air with a large black orb floating in front of his body. His eyes were lifeless, but his skin was still saturated with life. Damien? What is that? Diana's voice forced me to look over, gasping as she glared hard at Damien and held out her hand in the orb in front of him. The orb began to trickle an inky black energy that danced through the air and sailed towards Diana's hand, burning into her palm and fading to her skin. She winced as the veins within her purple-tinted skin began to glow black color, snaking through her bloodstream through her hands. As the black energy left the orb began to lighten from a pure black to a silver to finally a white. This was happening. Damien was becoming a human. As the orb finally developed a pure white color, the orb floated into Damien's body and made him gasp out for air, eyes finally brimming with life. Damien? Damien's cool now? Damien fell forward, causing me to reach out and capture him in my arms. He instinctively wrapped his arms around me and toppled over, landing with me on the floor and him on top of me. Okay. Oh. Is this cute music? Despite the pain in my body, I could feel Damien breathing, hear his heart beating, seeing his eyes as they looked down at me in complete shock and disbelief. I felt surprise run through my own mind and emotions. We did it! We had done it. I lifted a weak arm and cupped Damien's cheek, seeing him take in everything. Seeing him take everything in. Damien, are you okay? I was sure he was lost on what to say. I was as well. I felt tears gather in my eyes as I wrapped my arms around him and hugged him tightly. You're alive. And human. I could feel it in my soul. He was human, like me. He had gotten his wish and he was alive to see it. Damien began to shudder in my arms, agreeing with my statement and hugged me tightly, crying into my shoulder. I thanked every deity I knew, every star in the sky. It worked. It really worked. I looked over at Diana to see her form a large gem in her unaffected hand and slam it into her palm directly over the source of the black veins dancing up in her arms. They slowly stopped their ascent up her arms and began to trickle down into the gem. The jewel that was once pure and clear like a cut diamond became black like an onyx. As the last of the black energy faded from Diana, she toppled over and gripped the gem to her chest, making sure not to land on it.
God damn it all.
I couldn't help but stop the happy laughter that erupted from me at the realization of it all. Everything was okay now. We were all right. Damien lifted his head up and slowly pulled me up to where we were both sitting up. Where we were both sitting up, wiping his eyes and smiling from ear to ear at me in pure happiness. I smiled and leaned in, kissing his nose gently. We did it. Damien nodded and hugged me to him before looking over at Diana, seeing her look up at us with an unamused grimace.
You almost lost your lives. And you're smiling.
Yep. Damien and I looked at each other before Damien let out a breath and hugged me to his side.
Humans are always risking their lives. You wouldn't understand.
Oh. I laughed as did Damien while Diana rolled her eyes and slowly stood up. Still gripping the gems in her hands as we stood, Diana tossed the gem at Damien.
Huh? What is this?
Your weapon against the Demon Lord. That gem holds all of your powers, and is slowly intensifying its power. Break it, and you'll be able to use your powers one last time at full potential.
That's kind of cool. I stared wide-eyed at Diana. Where did this come from? Diana looked back at me and crossed her arms, raising an eyebrow.
You're not the only one who saw Damien's fate in a dream. I would rather not see another person die at the Demon Lord's hands, no matter who it is. And I'd rather not be blamed for it.
Alright. I was stunned. Diana had seen it too. She let out a sigh and began to walk towards the exit of the room, most likely drained from the experience.
We head out in the morning. I will brief everyone of the plan once we get to the Demon Lord's castle.
Alright. Cool. And as you guys heard, my phone went off. I don't know if it, you know what, I'll just keep that there. Because you know what, I don't know if that's important or not. But, Damien's a human now. Yay! He didn't die like I told you guys. See, my character needs to trust Damien more. Instead of listening to her evil thoughts in her brain. I mean, the evil thoughts in your brain is terrible. And it's hard to listen to them. So you gotta listen to your little angel on the other side. Because just flick that devil off of your other shoulder. Okay? If that ever happens, just flick him off. Alright, so thank you guys for watching. Stay beautiful. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode.